Chasing that money, living for the thrill, aiming for the top, gotta make the kill. Street smart, no room for the weak. Cross us once, you'll feel the heat. Taking what we want, we don't ask for permission. Running with the wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. Hill Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Hill Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Bad guys do hill shit, no one can stop it. Walking in the shadows, always on the profit. Fast cars, big dreams, living on the edge. Haters talking trash, but we ain't even faced. Just rebels with the cars, breaking all the rules. Bosses in the game, always playing it cool. Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn heads around. Hill Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Chasing that money, living for the thrill, aiming for the top, gotta make the kill. Street smart, no room for the weak. Cross us once, you'll feel the heat. Taking what we want, we don't ask for permission. Running with the wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. Hill Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Hill Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Running this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay.
Viewer discretion time.
Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, Heel Faction? Welcome back to Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. I'm Dark Cordz, that's Draven Grimes. It is Tuesday, so with us, as always, is Edgar from the Snug Wrestling Podcast. We got lots of stuff to go over today, guys. We got WWE morale being low. We've got Cena, Cody, and someone's turning heel. We got Vince's new company. We got some other shit. We'll get into it right after this.
Cool. Living fast, we ain't slow it down. Always looking to turn heads around. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign. Never following the norm, always causing pain.
All that fucking
All
yawning,
right.
dude, is getting to me, man.
All that what?
I can't help it.
Draven's over here falling asleep, and it's contagious.
God damn it.
Look,
To be fair,
he's crying
to be
now.
fair,
Look at him.
I woke up like 10 minutes before he sent me a message that we were on. So
Well, good
I'm not
morning.
I'm not been
Morning sunshine.
Y'all can all suck my dick.
Buenos dias.
Dick offered, suck if you want. Available in Streamlabs.
It does feel like a fucking like a shitty Monday today for some reason.
It does. It really does.
But hopefully we can change things around with what we got planned today.
Hell yeah. Hell
Oh,
yeah. Let's
cool,
get
cool.
into it. We got a lot of stuff.
All
What
right.
you got, guy?
Let's do it. The WWE apparently is having some budget restrictions. So Brandon Thurston from WrestleNomics, I believe, is the one that broke this this report that the morale backstage within WWE employees is not very good, and it has to do with a bunch of things being cut, a bunch of benefits being cut from the WWE employees, which is it's pretty crazy to even say this because we hear Triple H reporting constantly, especially after PLEs are hitting record-breaking gates. They're breaking all these records. They're making all this money. The $5 billion deal with Netflix. Saudi Arabia is paying WWE fucking millions of dollars yearly, and
50 million a show.
yeah, so WWE is making money left and right, but their employees, Brandon Thurston, put it in this report that he's been in contact with some WWE employees who are not happy working for WWE right now. There's been a lot of changes since WWE did the TKO merger. That's impacted employees in a negative way, such as reduced benefits, minimal raises, increased workloads. Some of the WWE employees are also doing projects with UFC and other companies that Endeavor owns. I think they're working on owning the PBR, the bull riding company. So a lot of employees think, hey, once Endeavor or TKO gets their hands on that, we're probably going to be working for them also, not just WWE stuff. They can't the WWE employees can't purchase stocks anymore, which before
Really?
they used to be able to do that. Yeah, before WWE employees were able to purchase stocks at a 15% discount.
Yeah.
Now they're not allowed to do that at all. And the stock for WWE is really high right now. So the WWE employees are not happy about that. Another big one is no more complimentary tickets. So before WWE used to give their employees tickets to hand out to family and friends or whatever, they stopped doing that completely. When it comes to the raises, only 3% of increases were given to the employees.
That's just a cost of living increase.
Yeah, so not
Mhm.
even. I think cost of living is a lot higher than what they're actually getting, especially if you live like in the New York area, in Connecticut, fucking expensive as hell. But yeah, so all these things are being taken away. When it comes to raises, only like the big wigs are getting all this money,
Course.
like Triple H got like 5 million from the TKO deal. Nick Khan got 15 million. Things like that. But I guess the mid to lower level employees are really taking the big hit when it comes to this. So WWE staff not happy, you guys. Are we surprised though?
No.
No.
And this
not at
is the
all.
problem, is that for the last 5 years, probably, every single year has been a record-breaking year for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're more valuable now and have more revenue now than they ever have before. And the fact that they're cutting perks for their employees is kind of shitty. Like, I would understand if they were struggling financially. Say, look, guys, well, we promise your paychecks will be here. We got to cut these things down. You know, that might be excusable. But to have more money than you've ever had and then start taking the fun part of working for WWE away, it's kind of shitty.
I agree with that. Clarify something for me, Edgar, if you could.
Hmm?
Is this WWE making this call, or is this TKO making this call for the WWE branch of the company?
From what I gathered, it sounds like this is more on TKO. Because
Okay,
ever since they did the merger, WWE merged with TKO, this is when all of these things started happening.
Well,
okay,
that's
so this
not
thing
true because Nick Khan was trimming plenty before TKO came along. We just heard about the wrestling releases, but I don't know.
well, the reason I say that is because if this is coming from WWE's owners, I mean, you can't really fault WWE for this. I mean, yeah, Nick Khan could stand up and say something about it, but at the end of the day, you know, one man owns the biggest entertainment of this fucking planet with UFC and WWE at this point. And if he says, you know, y'all have gotten too cushy, we're going to take some shit away, who's going to stop him?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, yes, Nick Khan can go to bat for him. Triple H can go to bat for him. Hell, just roid up Brock Lesnar and send him into a fucking production meeting for fucking TKO. Get what you want then. But as far as employees being unhappy with it, I can understand it. But at the same time, it's not a WWE call. This is a TKO call. This is a call above WWE. And sometimes you got to eat shit and like the taste of it.
Yeah, the other thing too that according to Brandon Thurston, that employees that he's been communicating with are saying that they're now working 50 to 60 hours a week as compared to like the regular 40 hours that they usually do.
Whether they're being
Even this one.
compensated for it or not, whether they're on salary or hourly, it's still compelling people to work an additional 20 hours a week. That's fucking crazy.
Well, as somebody that does work 50 to 60 hours a week, you get no sympathy from me.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just I mean, I'm not surprised by any of this. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I am because in the sense like kind of what Dark was saying, these guys right now, the WWE, TKO, whatever, they're making more money than ever. So now you would think, okay, now would be a time where they probably start taking a little bit better care of their people. It's actually the opposite, at least it seems that way. But also, w- when you're working for a major fucking corporation this way, it's like the bigger that these companies get, it's kind of like the whole thing that happens. Like you see, like the Amazon employees are always striking. They always got something to say because they work for this big ass company. So I'm surprised about this, but then again, at the same hand, like I'm not. But like, I mean,
Well, the
what
problem
what do
is
you do?
there comes a point, I believe, where a company feels like the fact that you work for them is perk enough. But these are hourly and salaried employees. If they don't get perks, it's just another office job. They're doing absolutely nothing to do with the entertainment or the wrestling. it's just an office job. And yeah, I understand that if they're getting paid, they need to do their job. But at that point, it's no different from working anywhere else.
And that's
Mhm.
the other thing too that I'm starting to wonder in the because there's multiple articles about this. It just said staff and employees. It didn't specify like what kind of jobs these people had, the ones that were talking to the media. By reading the list of all the different perks that are being taken away, this could also mean talent because I mean, if you take away, I can see them taking these things away, not just from the office people, but also the talent. Not that much raises. I don't know if it applies to everyone or just the office people. That's what I would like to
I could
know.
see that the no comp tickets could apply to the wrestlers. But otherwise they're contracted for X pay for years, so the raises really wouldn't be that impactful for them.
Yeah. Plus, whenever we've talked about WWE in the past, or even just pro wrestling companies in the past, there's always been that definitive line between employees and talent. And whenever they were talking about one or the other, they made sure to say our talent is blah blah blah, or our employees are blah blah blah. Um, Now, as far as it just being another office job, here's the thing about that: with more of a workload per law, you need to renegotiate your fucking salary. Now, if they don't take it upon themselves to actually fucking step up and be like, hey, you have me already doing this much of a workload per my contract. You want me to add this on? We need to rediscuss and renegotiate what my salary is going to be henceforth.
Yeah, like what type of duties am I going to be doing, and like if I'm going to be doing more, then you got to promote me or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
especially if it's a salary thing. I'm on salary for A, B, and C, but you're bringing in D, E, F, and G. I need to be compensated for that accordingly.
Hell yeah.
Otherwise, I'm doing all that extra work for free. Now, if it was like an hourly thing, yes, still discuss your raise, but you really don't have that much of a leg to stand on as coming from working both a salary based and an hourly based job. Um, I've had to deal with that situation a couple times, and a couple times I've had to walk away
Hmm.
from what I consider to be decent money
Hmm.
because I wasn't getting paid enough for the workload they were trying to add on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you also hear that saying, how do the rich get richer? Well, they do shit like this.
Yep.
They kind of
Mhm.
make cuts everywhere they can. Brandon Thurston and WrestleNomics also reported that they tried to get a comment from WWE. Obviously, no response by WWE. No surprise there. I don't think we will get one, or I don't think we'll hear one when it comes to this. But when it comes to just like the tickets, the complimentary tickets being taken away, which is one of the bigger complaints that seems to be going around. The guess is that WWE might come back and say, well, our tickets are in really high demand right now. We're selling out arenas left and right. We don't really have tickets to hand out or to give away anymore.
Mhm.
Which that seems to be most likely going to be one of the responses if we ever hear
Well, let's
anything from the WWE.
I mean, let's look at that critically though. If you're an employee, an office of employee of the WWE, what are the chances that you're trying to get free tickets to every show around the country? It's like surely they could afford to say, okay, when we're in Connecticut, here are some free fucking tickets. It's not like people are trying to fly to every Monday Night Raw and cop free tickets.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, there's
Yeah.
certain cities, Me, for example, if I was working for them and if I went to like, LA, if I was flying with them constantly or like San Antonio or North Carolina, like I have family in those places. It would be cool to have that option. Hey, if we're gonna be in Charlotte, let me get like 2 tickets. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, maybe like that, but I mean, they're saying our tickets are in high demand and we can't be giving them away all over the place. I don't see how it would be all over the place.
well, the WWE hasn't actually said that, but that's one of the guesses that WrestleNomics is assuming that they will say when it comes to the complimentary tickets.
Oh
That
yeah,
that's
I'm just
yeah.
analyzing that statement. I'm not criticizing the reporting. I'm just saying
Mhm.
if they did say that, we really need to look at that critically because it makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much what's we pretty much covered everything as far as when it comes to this. Well, hopefully I'd like to hear more about this. Hopefully we get more answers or more information when it comes to this.
Yeah.
But when it does, definitely bring it back to the table, and we'll go over it, reanalyze everything, and go from there. Um, but I gotta say, now if this was one of those things that was affecting talent, it'd have been a lot bigger of a deal than it would be if it was the office employees.
Sure.
I know for a fact if I don't get my free plus one at a show that I fucking work, there's major problems. Because again, that well, and Dark can attest to this. Whenever we've worked a show, a legitimate show, let me put the word legitimate in front of the word show. One of our perks, and it's one of those unspoken rules, is every worker will get a plus one to get in for free. Now, if you're good friends with the promoter or the booker or something, and you got like, say, I got my wife and 3 kids, they'll probably just eat that and be like, all right, yeah, let the kids into it. That's cool, whatever. But if I get to a show and we've discussed this, and I get there and they're trying to make me pay for everybody,
Yeah.
that's not going to work for me, dog. Especially if I'm doing this show at a discounted rate, doing a favor for a friend of yours that's a friend
Mm-hmm.
of mine. Yeah, no, fuck that shit.
Yeah, it seems really petty. They also have this thing, or they used to have this thing called the WWE Superstar Program, which was also in this list of things that they got rid of for the employees. And this was a recognition program within the employees to reward each other with points that they can later redeem for cash bonuses, gift cards, or experiences, whatever that means. But like it
Probably like
seems like
VIP, probably like VIP.
but it just seems like something so minimal, like something like they just do for fun type thing, for the office. And you can't even do that. But going back to like the ticket things, I still see a whole bunch of videos of people getting free tickets, somehow. I think it's like probably like some make a wish thing or something. Oh, are you going to WrestleMania? Well, would you like to go? Here's four
Well, I
free
mean,
tickets for you and your
Well,
family.
I
if
can
they can
understand if it's something like Make a Wish.
if they can write it off as a charitable donation, then sure,
Yep.
because they're still getting some benefit. But let's not be fooled. That in order for as long as I've been alive, in order to make TV look full, they've been giving away tickets forever.
Or have seat fillers
Hmm.
Right.
or ever.
Like like WCW, it's legendary how many tickets Bischoff gave away
Mm-hmm.
because they just cared about TV ratings. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it just it's really I don't know, especially considering their now if they had offices and employees all over the country, maybe it would be a big deal. But I don't see why the ticket thing, And even the bonus structure that you were talking about, like, how do you take that away? How do you take away the motivation?
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, that's what it is. It's just, it's a literally, it's called a recognition program, is what they called it. Like, they can't even do that within the company anymore. That's crazy to me.
well, if
Oh,
we're
but
ready to
yeah.
move on, we can throw it to a commercial and then come back. Unless you got anything else to say about this topic.
Nah,
Um,
I'm
I'll close it with this, and it's like I said earlier. To me, this doesn't sound like it's a WWE call. This sounds like a TKO call. But until the WWE higher ups stand up for their employees and say something, nothing's going to change. In fact, it will probably get worse before it gets better.
Well, the problem is they probably didn't say you have to get rid of this, and this. They probably said we need your bottom line to come in lower than this number, and I guarantee you it was WWE management that decided what things to cut to meet that number.
I don't necessarily think that was WWE management. I think that was basically the overall saying this is what needs to happen.
It would be kind of rare. I mean, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, for them to cut something so minute as a recognition thing just to give initiative to its employees, yeah, that don't seem like a WWE management call.
They're a publicly
Especially if
traded company now.
they were a publicly traded company years before they had this going in until they got taken over by TKO.
I know, but I don't think that they, like I said, they might have told them that they need to cut X amount of dollars from their budget, but I don't see the holding company coming in and saying, okay, you got to cut these particular things that completely fuck your employees. Like, they probably could have cut a couple of talent instead. I don't know.
They did that too recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's also look at the other side of the coin, and this is something that Edgar can look into for the next couple of weeks. Has the UFC side of TKO had to deal with similar issues since the merger?
That's a good question. Yeah, I can look into that.
Cool.
All right.
But remember,
I think,
Endeavor had already gone through and did their scorched earth before WWE was even around.
well, that gives Edgar a little bit more to look into.
I mean, they were coming. They cut like some of the most popular fighters because of their purse. So it's.
But I'm not even. I'm talking about their office employees, just like we're talking about the WWE's office employees.
I know what you mean.
You know, it gives Edgar something to do because God knows Elwood's been on fucking vacation for fucking 3 weeks and he ain't fucking put his fucking request off.
Elwood.
I'm docking his yen when he gets back. I hope you know this.
All
He
right.
gets yen?
Somehow.
Lucky son of a gun. Nah.
Yen, ruple, blood diamonds. I saw some Canadian pennies in there when he threw the money.
I think there was a buffalo head nickel in there somewhere.
That's mine. That's mine.
See, there you go. Already trying to screw the staff.
Screwing the employees.
No, just the one.
I know. All right. All right, guys. Let's throw it to a commercial and then come back and talk something else. We'll be right back.
Vodka, Ebol, Castell. Indulge in the Red Revolution.
All right, we are back. I wanted to remind everybody about the YouTube memberships. We got 3 tiers starting as low as 99 cents a month. So hit that join button somewhere down in here and check out the perks of each tier and join us. So what's next?
Be one of us.
We're going to go from one crazy news report to another. We've heard this before. You know, what if Vince McMahon, now that he's cut all ties with TKO and WWE, what if he goes off and starts his own wrestling company or entertainment company or whatever. Well, these reports came out again recently, and from what I gathered, it's my understanding all of this started with none other than Eric Bischoff and Conrad Thompson from 83 Weeks. On this certain episode recently, both Eric Bischoff and Conrad were reporting, well, not reporting, they're saying that they've been hearing rumblings that Vince McMahon has been in talks with Fox about starting a new company. And that's what started all this commotion. Vince McMahon is in talks with Fox, and people are assuming that Vince McMahon is going to start his new company. Then after that, shortly after that, it was reported again that that was actually not true. There was someone from the Athletics, Andrew Marchand, reached out to Fox directly, and they denied these claims that Vince McMahon was in talks with Fox. That is not true. This is coming directly from Fox, so we're safe, y'all. I don't think we have to worry about Vince McMahon coming back into wrestling, but that would be pretty crazy if he did, don't you think?
I
You first.
I think that if any television network touches Vince McMahon with even with a 10-foot pole, the backlash is going to be fucking insane. I think it'll fail before it starts. I think it'll be an absolute bust. And I think the stock price of the network would drop as well. I can't see how that would be at all reasonable for a network to do. Now, if he starts his own Roku channel, fine. But Fox, no.
So the episode in question of 83 Weeks, I listened to that. I listen to almost anything wrestling, so calm down, Darky Poo.
I don't care
what they. I listen to Brian Cage promos, and then do my promos, so it makes me feel better about myself.
Carry on.
So anyway, I listened to this particular episode. The one thing that they did not mention in this report is that it was all in a fucking joking manner. This wasn't a piece to be taken seriously. This was them fucking around, dicking around, what have you. So this kind of just goes towards people taking something that was said and taking it out of context. So that's all I got to say on it.
Do you think Eric Bischoff and
hold on.
Conrad would do that just to get clicks and get their show out there, get people talking about it? Is it work?
They do it to get a rise out of people that don't normally listen to their shows, so they will go listen to their show. Just like, for example, when Dark goes on his political rant, obviously, he leans a little to the left to center, where I just stay dead center. But there's a lot of people that will go listen to his rants just to argue with him. So it's a similar situation.
Well, here's the thing. I knew that the story had broken and the retraction or the re-reporting that it wasn't true. But I gave my argument based upon the hypothetical that he was trying to do it. So, given that, Draven, what would your opinion be if he was trying to resurrect a wrestling company on a big network?
So taking everything from 83 Weeks out of context and taking this as like a legitimate thing.
Sure.
Maybe if he went to Fox Sports 1 and went the old TNA route, maybe. But at this point, yeah, he could get something off the ground, but what talent is he going to fucking sign? Hulk Hogan?
Oh, there'd be indie guys that would come over. And I'm sure there's...
That's the thing. You need big name talent for a big time show.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're going to fucking flounder. So,
Agree.
and in any case, even if he gets something off the ground, unless he's got names behind his brand, legitimate names, it may be like what was that show on MTV2 all those years ago? Wrestling Society X. You might get 4 or 5 episodes out of it, then it'll fucking flounder.
But what do you say to my point of the toxicity that would come with it? For that, any what do you believe any network would even bite at it?
No, because there's a stigma on him right now. Anybody that works with him or works for him is going to have that same stigma. So, for example, let's use Matt Cardona, just for an example. Matt Cardona signs with this Vince McMahon company, works a year, right? But in that year that he's working there, he can't work any independent shows because of his contracts fucking set up, right? So when he decides not to resign, because he has that stigma of working that brand, working with these people, his bookings are going to go down, his popularity is going to go down, his money's going to go down. And a lot of talent are going to look at it from that point of view, especially big name independent talents.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be able to sign a Ricky Autistic or some shit, but that's about as good as he's going to get.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and I'll leave it at this. At this point in his life, he just needs to enjoy the time he has left as far away from wrestling as possible, because the name Vince McMahon is a cancer to anybody that's attached to it.
Yes, indeed.
do you think like a smaller company like GCW or something would allow itself to be purchased? Like, hey,
GCW is the definition of a renegade wrestling company. They will spit in his face, shit on his forehead, and laugh at him.
Yeah.
Literally.
or
No
any
metaphor.
other company like a indie company, kind of like not a known indie company like that.
Like
What's
MLW.
another one? Yeah, MLW.
MLW won't go anywhere near it because the base of that lawsuit was during the Vince McMahon era that they had to file.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Edgar? You can wrap up this segment.
I think if Vince McMahon really wanted to do it, I think he can find a way, especially with the amount of money he has. Like, I don't think it's going to be in a major network because they don't really need the money. But Vince McMahon can probably go to like
with his
I don't
wife
know.
in the White House now, they could probably put it on C-SPAN at midnight.
Right.
Or like what's like one of those channels like over here it's the CW where they air NXT, like one of those smaller local channels. I don't know if it's a local channel.
No,
but
it's not. That's like the smallest of the networks. So
Yeah.
they're still
It's like what
a network.
It's like what WB was.
Yeah, the WB.
But I mean, the channels that carry wrestling now carry it for a reason. The ones that no longer carry it, it just wasn't viable for them. I mean, we've had companies, carry MLW, carry at one point Ring of Honor. We had them carry New Japan for a while, Lucha Underground, AAA, CMLL.
TNA has been to 3 or 4 different places.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
God damn
it. Are they still with Anthem?
Yes.
Okay, 6, yeah.
And even with all the hate and the toxicity that comes with that name Vince McMahon, I think people would still tune in, at least just to hate on it.
No.
I don't know.
No, because it'd be like Logan Paul heat at this point. It's fuck you heat. There's nothing good to come of him showing up on TV anywhere.
So you guys, it wouldn't interest you at all to see it, not even once.
I mean, we'd have to cover it because it's what we do.
It's
but
but like just personally, not just because you have to, but like
no, I wouldn't watch it otherwise. I wouldn't
No, because we've seen the Vince McMahon format of television for fucking years. It's micromanaged down to the fucking dot in your eyes. That's not what wrestling's supposed to be.
Yeah, he's proven that his last few years he was done. Like he just needed to just stop doing wrestling. I
Agreed.
think. Yeah,
Agree.
that's a good point.
All right.
All right, what you got next?
All right, let's go. Let's talk about the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania and stuff because everyone's predicting John Cena to win the Elimination Chamber this weekend, which means we're gonna get Cody Rhodes versus John Cena at WrestleMania. That's pretty much where everything seems to be leading to, but the reports that are coming out now when it comes to the main event is that one of them is definitely turning heel. Now, is it Cody or is it Cena? I don't know, but what do you guys think?
So let's break down the chamber real quick. Cena, Punk, Rollins, McIntyre, Dumbfuck, and Priest are all in the chamber. And at this point, especially after last night's Raw, I can see where everybody's splitting apart and pairing up. It's written in the fucking ether. Roman's probably going to return. Screw fucking Seth. That's going to set them up one-on-one. Punk and Dumbfuck's going to go off and do their own thing, unfortunately. McIntyre and Damien's going to go do their thing still because it's still wrote in. That only leaves Cena. Yes, Cena goes to the main event WrestleMania, his last WrestleMania. It only makes sense for him to work for a title. There's 100% no reason to turn Cena heel during his retirement tour at all. And the thing about a Cody Rhodes heel turn is a lot of people's been clamoring for that for fucking years. And it's like Dark and I talked about, I believe Sunday over breakfast. Heel Cody Rhodes was a fucking menace when he was with Ring of Honor, New Japan, Impact. He was the reason a lot of people tuned in, and not because he was part of Bullet Club, because he was a fucking menace. He was unhinged. He was off his fucking leash. He's such a great fucking heel, and I think that's overshadowed by the fact that his daddy was one of the greatest baby faces ever. We need Homelander Cody Rhodes to fucking happen. And I say that because, obviously the comparison between the boys and his current look right now. But don't be surprised if he does turn fucking heel, that he quits dyeing his hair blonde. He goes back to his natural black color and just becomes a fucking menace to society. And it'll be one of those things of, it's because of you people I became the villain. I tried to be your hero. And watch him go fucking quote Dark Knight. You either live long enough to die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. And that's what's going to happen here. Not saying he's going to fucking revert back to a babyface in 6 months. But get ready for this ride because he is going to be one hell of a fucking heel.
See, I think the smart money is on that. But come on this ride with me.
Let me put some seatbelts on.
Everybody expects Cody to take the deal with Rock and either take the deal or get so put off by the deal that he turns heel anyway. And it's Highlander Cody coming back and it's all this stuff.
So let me clarify. I'm not saying that he goes corporate. I'm going with the latter. He just despises the idea so much that he does turn heel because of it.
I mean, yeah, either way. But what if he turns down the Rock, but Cena was like, I'll do it? Because he's always wanted to turn heel. He has heel music. He has heel gear. He's always wanted to do it. As the last, just a little bit of his last tour, he turns heel, and they turn it back before he retires. But just give him that little tiny taste of being a heel that all the people in most of the people in our generation have wanted him to turn heel forever. So let's say he does that because he is goddamn bound and determined he's getting that 17th fucking title. And he's willing to do whatever it takes to get that 17th title.
So let me ask you this. Would you prefer to have John Cena win the title and basically work the Brock Lesnar schedule as far as defending it?
Well, he's supposed to be at every pay-per-view.
He was supposed to fucking be at the last couple Raws and SmackDowns to help build up this goddamn Elimination Chamber. We ain't seen hide or hair of him since Raw on Netflix.
Right.
I don't care if he is fucking recording Hot Wheels the movie.
Hot Wheels?
I did not stutter.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm. Dude, he's the voice guy for McDonald's commercials now. There's not a single thing he won't fucking do at this point.
Dude,
he's become the white Samuel L. Jackson of Hollywood.
Dude, he's on every commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Every GMC truck commercial. I think multiple different truck commercials uses his voice. He's goddamn pistachios. He's fucking everything.
Exactly. So don't sit there and be like, Hot Wheels? Like, yeah, Hot Wheels. Now, if they went to the fucking rival company and did like a Matchbox movie, maybe put Jason Statham there. But he's on the Coca-Cola of collectible cars. He's on Hot Wheels. But that's getting beside the point.
But no, I've been
the only
thinking
reason
about that.
The only reason I would want for him to turn heel is just to hear that master track he did. Well, that's the only fucking reason. Because I know he can play heel. I've watched his OVW stuff. I've watched his early WWE stuff. But unless he's like old school gangster doctor of thugonomics, I don't want the low cut singlet. I don't want the fucking robes. I don't want like the complete opposite of how he fucking works. Because if that's the case, you know, he goes from the 5 moves of doom to the 95 moves of doom, and he's fucking working X Division style. He's gonna bring back this fucking springboard cutter to half Nelson into the fucking neck breaker and shit like that.
Let me clarify. I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay. But how fucking fun would that ride? To me, it would be fucking spectacular. All right.
Yes,
this Cena with his comfort on the mic, not 20 years ago, prototype Cena who was okay at promos. I'm talking about this Cena who's the greatest promo of all time as a heel.
But let me ask you this from a company standpoint. Would you think they'd pull the trigger on that knowing how much money they're going to lose out on?
No, that's why I said it's not going to happen.
The only person that's going to turn fucking heel and sell fucking merchandise out the ass is going to be Cody on this.
Yeah. No, I know it's not going to happen, but that's why I said come on this trip with me, because I think that would be such a swerve.
So let's continue the trip. How do you turn him back, baby? How far out do you turn him back, baby? And how do you do it?
I don't know.
And who does he do it? And who would he do it against?
I don't know.
I can give you a name for who he would do it against because it's his fucking yin to his yang. Randy.
Yeah.
Randy would literally have to punt him in the head, give him a fucking concussion, let him go away for a month, and have him come back.
Right.
Let him play the Tony Storm gimmick. I didn't do that. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
That was my stunt double while I was doing Hot Wheels. So yeah, I see Cody doing the heel turn. I see Cena going to WrestleMania. I don't see him winning the title though. I still like the idea of his final match being where he wins the 17th title.
Okay.
It's that all or nothing. If I don't do it now, I'll never get it. But then again, at that point, who do you put him against in his final match?
I don't know.
I mean, At some point, we got to have Randy. At some point, we got to have Punk, which I don't count the Chamber or Rumble. At some point, we got to see him work Seth Rollins again because they had great chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
At no point do I ever need to see him work Rusev again.
Oh, fuck.
I figured that threw you off. Like, there's so many great.
But I'm just
legacy
thinking
matches.
of the long-term storytelling, and there's got to be some reason that he dropped the whole "what's best for business is me having my 17th title." Like, that's not Cena talk.
But is that him talking about the business or his business, his stock?
I don't know. Could be the corporate business.
Dude, what if Ric Flair came back, won his 17th title, and Cena just went on and beat his ass?
We got to double down, and here comes Nate.
My God.
Just lays down on top of him.
No, he like falls over halfway down the ramp. The referees are dragging his lifeless body at this point.
You've got to win this, Rick. Come on.
It's now or never.
Dearly beloved, his last words were,
Yeah.
How crazy would that be? A huge double down. Woo!
right.
Oh, man.
Anyway, Edgar, what do you think of this?
He thinks
I
we're
don't-
fucking nuts.
I don't want to see Cody turn heel, man. That's gonna break my heart.
But a
I
baby
would-
versus baby match is going to be shit.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't, because this is okay. Now I'm gonna take you on my ride real quick.
All right.
The whole thing with Cody and The Rock, give me your soul. I don't think Cody's gonna go for it, and I think The Rock, being the salty guy that he is, he's gonna get back at Cody. He's gonna insert himself in the main event at WrestleMania somehow. I think a special guest referee or something like that.
He'll just
And he's
rock
gonna-
bottom him.
He's gonna try to screw Cody. If John Cena wins, it's gonna be with the help from The Rock, and I think that's what's gonna put a little bit of heat on Cena. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't want to see Cody turn heel, man. Even though I know a lot of people do, but I just have a feeling that I think it's too soon for Cody to turn heel.
But the thing with that, and this is where booking logic goes into it. It's not going to make sense for Dwayne to get involved unless somebody turns at Mania if they haven't turned beforehand.
Well, he
Big-
did it. The Rock got involved last year. Remember? He kind of
Oh, I know. I watched it all. I
Mhm.
watched it all. So I understand that, but from the same booking standpoint.
Well, you could have a situation to where, because we've seen this a few times in the past years, and I think they've done it with Cena before, where The Rock causes Cena to win, and Cena doesn't realize it until after he's won. Like, so, like, whether he hits with a weapon and like drapes Cena over him or something, they could do it to where The Rock screws Cody and it not turn Cena either.
Yeah, but that would kind of screw Cena as well. And let me take you on this little ride. Say that happens. Say towards the end of the match, Cody goes for crossroads, referee's down, Rock comes out of nowhere with Dusty's ring, blasts him in the back of the head. Okay? Cena doesn't know what's going on. Makes the fucking cover. 1, 2, 3. Big eruption. Everyone wins the title until he sees the replay on the fucking screen.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly
This
that.
is what would happen. He would look at that title. He would look at fucking Dwayne. He would drop the title in the fucking ring and leave. Essentially vacating the title. Essentially saying, nope, this is not how I'm winning it. This is not my 17th world title. At which case, we now have a vacant championship. What do we do then?
Tournament.
Yeah.
That's too cliche. Because at that point, you did have the stake of Cody has a rematch clause. So what are you gonna do? Do a tournament to find out who faces Cody at the following pay-per-view?
How else would you resolve it?
Give it to Ric Flair.
No, fuck no.
Hell
I
in
don't
a
want him to have a 17. I don't want him to have a 22.
There's no big multi-man match in the next couple of pay-per-views that would make it happen. Like they could do it in Hell in a Cell, or they could do it in something like that.
Nope, you do it with one rematch from WrestleMania. The rematch with Seth and Roman. And the winner of that match faces fucking Cody. Either way, you're going to have a damn good fucking match. Because remember Seth versus Cody at Mania when he came back? That was match of the weekend. And nobody can ever change my mind on that.
Mm-hmm.
You've had back-to-back bangers with Roman and Cody at WrestleMania. Can't change my mind on that. But at either point, it still kind of resolves into Cody turning heel, even if it is by 4 or 5 weeks to the next pay-per-view. Because they're not going to turn Roman face or turn Roman heel. He's on the face cover of the goddamn video game.
Right.
They're not going to turn Seth fucking heel because he's the fucking baby face of Raw right now. The only logical thing is to turn fucking Cody heel and let there be a heel versus babyface title match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's just one booker's opinion.
I'm afraid you're right. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
God, do you know how many times Dark has said that in our friendship?
I'm
Too
just,
many.
man, I'm gonna be so heartbroken. Cody crybaby for life.
No, I really like Cody as a babyface too, so I'm there with you. But the question is, at that point, who is the super baby to his super heel on SmackDown?
Well, if Cena wins the title, he's got to go to SmackDown.
Well, that, yes, but I mean, I guess that could be the plan, I guess.
Well, who's going to be the super baby? Who was his fucking mentor? Run that Cody Randy shit.
Yeah.
And let it be one of those things where, yes, he's dancing in the fire right now, but Randy's still trying to save his soul before it gets too far gone. Dude, that could run for months. Months. You know, go post bail for fucking Ted DiBiase Jr. and let him fucking make a one-off appearance.
Damn.
Months.
That's fucked up.
Oh fuck. All I know is that
We're talking about letting a dying Ric Flair get a 17th title, and
Hey.
that's fucked up,
you said it.
and I stand by it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All I know is that this weekend is the start of like WrestleMania season for real, and I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So we got time for one more quick one.
All right, the last one. This is a fun one, you guys. There's nothing too serious, nothing too crazy. It's a little meme, a picture that I saw going around in the internet that I wanted to get your opinion on. And I guess Draven, this one is more actually for the both of you guys because it has to do with TNA and AEW. So the picture said, the meme said, TNA would beat AEW in viewership if TNA had a better TV deal. Changed my mind, and it was the guy. The meme was the guy at the park.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
with the table.
With the table. Yeah.
That meme.
I mean, I just have one point. My major point against that is if the experts thought that they'd have a bigger TV deal. I mean, do you think you think if they could get better ratings and go head to head with TBS and not do it. I mean, we won't. I don't think we'll ever know what kind of viewership AEW gets on Max. But I mean, I like the TNA product. I think they've got good up and coming stars. They got a really good women's division. But if they were going to get a national deal to rival AEW, I think they would have gotten a deal, or for that to happen, they have to get a deal. So I don't know. I think the hypothetical is silly until TNA has a national deal on the table.
So, in short, no. There's in no universe that TNA is going to rival, much less go over AEW's numbers. And it boils down to who the fuck's going to sign them? What national entity is going to sign them at this point?
Right.
There's not one. AEW and WWE's got that covered. Now, I've said before, with this merger, when I say merger, this working relationship between NXT and TNA, and let's be very clear, it's between NXT and WWE.
And TNA.
Otherwise, the Hardy Boys would be on fucking Monday Night Raw this week and not defending the TNA tag titles on fucking NXT.
Right.
Tonight.
Yeah.
As we're speaking. In their highest point, and I would say that was 2005 through 2008 when they got the Spike TV deal. And yes, they were getting hella numbers. The reason they were getting hella numbers is because they became the alternative back when WWE was the only thing on. Unless you had like Fox Sports 1 or doing the weekly pay-per-views or some shit like that. You only had WWE to watch. So TNA became the alternative. And it's because of the roster of that time. For me, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, about the only national syndicated channel that doesn't have wrestling right now is Fox. And they just got out of the wrestling game.
Well, you have two different pools. You've got 5 networks which are subject to the FCC as far as language rules and what they can display. And so those are ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and CW. Then all your other channels are cable, and technically they don't fall under the FCC. So that's why you hear a lot of cursing on AEW, because USA is a cable network.
You mean TBS?
Yeah, TBS. So
again,
I mean, there are a lot of cable networks that don't have wrestling. I mean, Bravo, any number of them that would be bigger than Axis. I just don't think the decision makers see it as something worth more than what they currently have on their network.
So also let me further add this to my answer. And again, I'm not saying that TNA can do it, because at this point they can't. Because it really falls down to the proper promoting of your company. Let's be real, TNA has never been that good about it since the Hogan Bischoff era. They relied on fucking Spike TV to fucking do it for them, and that's when the ratings started to fucking plummet. I don't give a fuck what anybody says about it. I went through it. I lived through it. It is what it is.
What up, Kozak?
But, and here's the big but. Right now, even with the Axis deal with TNA, remember last year when they relaunched TNA and they had TNA Plus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Since that relaunch, TNA program is now live streamed, just like it is on fucking Max, just like it is on Netflix, whenever they do a show every week. That's not getting promoted properly.
Yeah.
The pay-per-views now are not only at a discounted rate, you get to watch them basically right after the pay-per-view's over for free on the TNA Plus app, which is not getting properly promoted.
Right.
So this unfortunately, and this is how it's going to be: WWE, AEW, TNA, everyone else. Yeah, there might come a time where Tony gets smart about Ring of Honor and put them on a fucking an actual television platform instead of letting them run on fucking Honor Club, which I've been fucking saying for years is what he needs to do with them.
I think he's been trying to shop him.
He needs to do something. Even if he fucking gets the old New Japan deal on Ion Television. I get Ion Television and I don't have fucking television. For the love of God. And all they do is fucking play Criminal Minds 23 hours a day.
Right.
I love that show.
Fucking, after 3 or 4 episodes, I'm like, oh, it was that guy.
Yeah.
Even if I haven't seen it, it's like, oh, new one. That guy did it. What happened? I come back. That guy did it. But no. And I love TNA with all my heart. I've said this since I started wrestling. If I could ever sign with anywhere to work, whether it's in a wrestling capacity, a backstage capacity, hell, selling fucking t-shirts, it would be TNA, because TNA was very good to my family in the early days and helped building up that product.
Yeah.
But I will still sit here and say it will never rival the big two, much less surpass the second place.
And I've said for as long as I can remember on this show that I wish TNA had a bigger deal.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Richard? How you doing, man? I wish they had a bigger deal because I would watch it. I mean, there's the only thing stopping me from watching TNA is not having access and not wanting to sit on my hard ass office chair to watch it at 8:00 at night.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
Trust me. And here's the thing: as far as the streaming thing goes, it kind of falls under now AEW and WWE. You don't have to sit there at a particular time and on a particular day and set time aside to watch this program. You can now watch it anytime you want, which you know is going to affect their numbers.
oh yeah,
What little numbers they do have.
I mean, like I said, we'll never know those numbers, but you're right. I mean, I don't even think you could watch Dynamite the next day on Hulu. Like, I don't think you can find them unless they're live.
You can if you had like the live TV thing, like a DVR kind of gimmick, but I'm not paying $75 a fucking month for that shit.
Right.
Especially not at this point where I can just like, hey, Darky Poo.
Well, no, because I have the live.
Password.
I have the live TV thing, and if you search AEW, it just gives you like you can like there's the only thing that's on there from the past are the what are the Night of Champions show or the Battle for the Belts or whatever their version of Night of Champions is. But you can't watch like last week's Dynamite.
That's interesting because for the longest time I thought you could.
What up,
Similar to how Hulu did WWE programming.
Yeah, they don't do that.
Oh, I'm glad they didn't. Well, I say that, but at least with Hulu, they cut it down to like a 90-minute show, and it was halfway decent. They took all the bullshit out.
Hey, Stella.
So, long story short, no, TNA is never going to do it. They're always going to be the third act.
But let's in a perfect world, you guys, let's say for shits and giggles, Fox decides, okay, let's put TNA on our network. Why not? We got some billionaire bought TNA, is going to pay Fox all this money to put TNA on their network. And then you have TNA on Fox, AEW on TBS, TNT. In that hypothetical world, do you think TNA would surpass AEW in the ratings?
Yes, but only because it's on a major network.
But
Or just
but
any network.
If
Okay,
it's
but
if it's a comparable cable network, no.
let's say AEW's on TNT and TNA's on TBS.
No, in that hypothetical world, no, because AEW has infinitely more marketing dollars. They have,
it comes down to promotion.
yeah,
Even with the Fox deal, are they going to put TNA in a primetime slot, or are they going to do what Spike TV did for all those years and put them at a late night slot? B, is Fox going to put the money down to properly promote this show, or are they going to rely on the promotion to do it themselves?
Let's assume yes to everything. Primetime spot, promotion, all that stuff.
one, I would say it would be next to impossible for them to get a deal like that, but
No,
let's
yeah.
hypothetically,
There's that word again.
hypothetically, in that scenario, yes, but it's because every household in America has Fox. And less than half of the households in America have cable networks.
Mm-hmm. But again, if they had the proper promoting, especially with the TNA Plus app, their numbers would be better. I'm not saying it's going to be to the point they rival AEW. The only way that's going to happen at this point is if Tony's trust fund fucking dries up.
Yeah, he's not on a trust fund.
You know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean, but and that certainly isn't going to happen within the next 3 to 5 years because they're profiting $140 million a year now with this new TV deal. So
as long as the TV deal doesn't have an early termination clause that they unfortunately would use.
I mean, I guess that's possible.
Anything's possible.
But even if they did,
even Netflix has an early termination deal in there. You know they do.
Yeah, but so they can take you off the air and terminate the contract, but they have to pay you for the rest of the contract.
That's fine. Get the fucking lump sum, but you're no longer on the network. Then what do? You going to start your own TV?
I mean, are we still talking hypotheticals? I mean,
at this point, yeah, because it's all fantasy booking.
Right. I think with that much money behind them in the marketing, they would definitely get another comparable cable network. They didn't move this time because they wanted Fox and they couldn't get Fox. But I don't think they would definitely get, a comparable. Anybody upset, Daniel? They would definitely get a comparable network. Now, I do think that TNA should be a risk that a cable network should take.
100%.
I do think that they would get bang for their buck if they, because it's not going to take much for you to outdo the Access deal. I mean, what are they in 100,000 homes, 90,000 homes? So they can't be given them a ton of money. I bet FS1, let's say FS1, I bet they could give them $10 million a year and sign TNA. And they would make that up without even trying.
But if I remember correctly, when they had the FS1 deal, and this was 20 something years ago at this point, they had that 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. time slot, do you think that would be viable? Or would you have to give them prime time if they sign?
You would have to, and they deserve it. All right. And because in this point, the wrestling as a whole is hotter right now than it's ever been.
Amen. I completely
Indie
agree with that.
wrestling is at its all-time high. Mid leagues, everything is at an all-time high. And I think if you extrapolate the numbers from the Access deal to a nationwide audience, I think it would pull the numbers it would need to do profit at the cable level. So I think it's worth the risk. I think it would be a valuable property, and I think you could get it for, like I said, 10 or 20 million a year, which is nothing.
Nah, it might be a little bit more than that. Because remember, right before Scott D'Amore got the fucking boot, he put 15 million on the table, said he wanted to buy the company,
Which
and Anthem declined that.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about buying the company. I'm talking about distribution rights. AEW's first deal with TNT was only $40 million a year, and he had all the money in the world behind him. I don't think TNA will get 40 million. That's why I was saying 10 to 20.
So you're saying Fox Sports won in this perfect world?
Well, a comparable one. Like the big ones all hover right around the 170 million households. The big nationwide cable. So
I'm saying you feel FS1 would be a good home for him.
yes. Got about the same number of households as TBS and TNT. I mean, it's known for sports. That's all they do on that channel. I think it would be a good spot.
I think CW would be a good spot, though.
Well, they got NXT now.
No, NXT got moved to USA, my guy.
Okay.
No, it's on the CW still.
Maybe for you, but over here it's on fucking USA.
Oh, you lucky son of a gun.
Huh.
No.
That's why I don't watch NXT,
I
because
could
it's
have
on the
sworn
CW.
that they got a CW deal, and
Let me pull it up because I'm like 90% sure it's on fucking USA. It's on both of them.
no shit.
Yeah.
It's on USA. Let me check. I don't think it's on USA over here then, because I would for sure be watching it.
Hey guys in the chat, while they're looking that up, hit the little bell button, because most of you guys were almost an hour late to the show. We start at 8 during the week, or 8 Eastern time. So if you hit that bell, you'll get notified more often that we're on live.
Yeah, for me, it's on the CW.
I'm also getting CW, but I'm also getting USA from fucking WWE.com. So I guess it really just depends on your cable provider.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Hey Henry,
Either
thank
way.
you so much, brother.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna see who won the fucking tag match. Yeah. Because I'm fucking impatient as shit.
I was kind of hoping I would get Dark to say TNA would do better in ratings, but I couldn't crack.
No, I knew he wasn't going to.
No, but I do think it would be. Love you too, guys. I don't think they would beat them simply because the money machine behind AEW is so much bigger. But I do think it's definitely worth a network picking it up. Like, I don't think you can go wrong if you can get them for, hell, even $30 million a year. Like that would be, I guarantee you they could get them for that, and it would definitely be worth it.
Oh, that I 100% agree with.
And I would watch that shit. Like, I mean, it might not be live if we're doing a show, depending on what night it's on, or if it's on Wednesday nights, I'm definitely not watching it live. But
no, The way it's been feeling is like they pick a slot that wrestling's not on that night.
Yeah. So they would probably keep their Thursday at 8. I think that would be a great time for it.
Which is fine because we'll watch it after we're done doing talking shit.
Yeah.
Maybe. So yeah, but yeah, to answer your question, short, sweet, and to the point. No.
All right, fair enough.
What do you think,
Yeah.
man? Did you
I'm
have
about to
anything?
say I want to hear his opinion on it.
I don't have one because I'm not familiar. I had never really had the time to check out TNA. Now I do watch AEW a lot. And it's hard for me to even have an opinion on this. I want to say I want to believe that TNA is better than AEW just because my personal preference, a lot of the things that I see on AEW, I don't really like. So, I mean, I would hope that TNA is on AEW's level, or if not better, but I don't know. I'm not familiar with the product. That's yeah. Um,
I feel if you've ever gone to like an independent show and you've loved watching how they put their heart and soul into putting up a show on like that, it's similar to how TNA feels. And I'm right there with you as far as I'm not the biggest fan of AEW. Dark can attest to this, but I'm never gonna bash what they do unless it's fucking Brian Cage or Chris Jericho. Anyway, I feel, especially if you go back and watch a lot of their classic stuff, which I'm sure you've watched some of their old stuff on YouTube. It's always had that feeling, no matter if it was in 2003 or 2023. It's always felt like they've done their damnedest to build something. Whether they have or they haven't. That's person to person as far as their opinions. But I feel TNA is definitely, it's still the alternative, but it's not the alternative in the same definition it was 20 years ago. It's the alternative of, it might not be the major leagues, but it's where you go to get to the next step. Like it's almost like grooming school for you to go to either AEW or WWE.
yeah. But yeah, that was not the answer I was expecting, but it definitely makes sense, everything that you guys said. So you guys broke that one down pretty nice, I think.
Pretty good.
Well, I had a great time tonight, guys.
Oh, holy shit. We went over like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Before we hit the pleasantries, guys, if you just joined, hit that bell because during the work week we go live at 8 p.m. Eastern, and most of y'all didn't show up till like 8:45, 8:50. So you missed a lot of good show.
Look, they were probably out there making that money.
Yeah,
making that moolah. I mean, that's pretty important in life too.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, all right, you want to do the pleasantries?
Sure. At some point, I'm gonna send Edgar to the fucking pleasantries and have him do them. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget this coming up Thursday night is our new recording night for Talking Shit, and that will be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We're just gonna sit around and talk shit for a good hour or so. Got something in the pipeline for Talking Shit. I haven't got 100% confirmed yet, but we may or may not have a special guest on to talk about a couple of future things happening as far as Forbidden Kingdom and Heel Shit podcast. So definitely tune in for that. Of course, every Sunday morning is the original Heel Shit podcast with Dark Cordz, Draven Grimes. Fuck it, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. It's already been a long fucking weekend. It's only Tuesday, but we'll let you guys know promptly on all the socials what we're going to be speaking of. Speaking of the socials, make sure you go and follow us on all the socials: Facebook, Twitter, Trovo, Instagram. You're already on YouTube, so you're doing a good job there. Just make sure you hit that bell to make sure you are notified when we go live and any video that goes up. Speaking of YouTube, do not forget the premium memberships. Start at just 99 cents. You got 3 tiers. You got the 99 cent, the $1.99, and the $4.99. Each one has its own amazing perks. Anything and everything helps to build this community up, be a part of the Heel faction, so we greatly appreciate that. And speaking of the socials, Edgar, plug your shit.
Oh, that was bad timing. My bad. Excuse me. Follow me at Snug Wrestling. I post a lot of cool clips from Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, PLEs. If you guys, missed a replay or something, I react to all the shows, and then I get together with some people to review the shows afterwards. We just did Elimination Chamber predictions last night. That
Oh, you
episode,
bastard.
yeah. Boy,
I would have jumped on for that one.
oh,
You,
okay.
you got to let me know about these shows so I can let you know about my scheduling.
Okay, I will let you know. And next time you can check out Draven on one of those shows. But the one that we did is out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you listen to it, don't forget to leave a star rating and leave a review at Snug Wrestling. And yeah, check it out.
Beautiful, beautiful. Did part 2 come out yet? I haven't checked this week.
Part 2 for which one?
The AEW WWE one.
Yeah, that one's out already too. Part 2 of the show that Draven helped me co-host with Suplex Media and Jay from the DMV, where we debated AEW versus WWE stuff, is out now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well.
Good deal, good deal. And I definitely want to get them two on heel shit and get an uncensored conversation going on that one. So Dark and I will get with you on getting that scheduled up. Let's see. Oh, the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget the merch.
For life.
The merch.
I almost thought he forgot it. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, that fuck.
As always, ladies and gentlemen, we have Heel Shit Podcast merchandise. We have the Forbidden Kingdom merchandise. We have the individual members of Forbidden Kingdom's merchandise there. We have the Fuck Logan Paul shirts, the Pull Watcher shirts, all there on the Streamlabs merch. And of course, if you are a premium member of the, is it the $1.99 or the $4.99 tier?
What?
For the at cost merch.
Oh, yep, the $1.99 tier and up, you get the essential merch at cost.
Mm-hmm. Definitely take advantage of that. And with that, I think we discontinued the dildo, so I think we're done.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I can send you the prototype. I'll send you the prototype. It shocks you, but it still works kind of.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. For Draven Grimes and Edgar from the Snug Wrestling Podcast, I'm Dark Cordz. This has been Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Bad guys do heel shit. Peace.
Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody